excited to learn more about you and your brand and just how you develop everything, because you are killing it, girl. And how are you doing?
I am good.
Good. It is so nice to meet you finally. For all of our viewers, that we have today, Danielle, this is the owner of Posh and Pretty Brow Bar. And I said it correctly, right, Danielle? She is straight out of Houston, Texas, but you weren't originally there, which we'll probably get to. That's not your state of origin, but we'll get to that. But she is one of the best and unique brow artists that I've personally seen. So thank you so much for, just being the first artist to interview, to be interviewed with us. So as you mentioned, you're most known for being a brow artist. Is that correct? So what exactly, because I know that I was kind of doing a little bit of research on you, and something that I've always been interested myself is, permanent artistry. So I know that it's kind of, permanent, but probably semi-permanent. What different styles and techniques do you specialize in?
And permanent makeup?
Or just in general in terms of your brow? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, in permanent makeup, permanent brows, I do ombre brows and combination brows, which is just a combination of ombre and what's called nano strokes, which is like microblading but with a machine.
Wow.
So I started off doing microblading, but I don't do microblading anymore. I also do henna brows. That's probably like becoming my number one service that I do. Brow lamination. I do just regular schmegular brow grooming. So pretty much anything to do with brows. I will be adding threading soon. So pretty much anything that's brow related, I do. Pretty much.
Wow. That is amazing. So it's not even just one category. You have a wide range of things that you do underneath that umbrella. So that's amazing. I definitely see that you have grown as an artist. As I was, said, I did some of my research and I saw that you started probably around 2018, was it? And your business is expanding. I mean, you can see it. It's you've made that manifest through everything that we see on social media and all of the clientele that we see that you have on a constant basis. So what inspired you to take the leap and go after creating, your business?
So that's a two-part answer. So the first answer would be my daughter. When I was growing up, I'm the daughter of a single mom. So, and my mom had 4 kids. So my mom always was at work. Like it was not a necessity, but my mom was always at work. And I just remember as a kid, like feeling a ways that if I had like a award ceremony or a play or something at school, everybody else's mama and daddy would be there. And then my mama wasn't, because it was always like, I gotta go to work.
Right. I know that's right.
So for me, I'm the opposite. I want to be a very involved and present parent, I'm sorry. And it meant a lot to me to be present for like the simple things in my daughter's life. Like literally one of the things that kept me driven when I was balancing this with a job was being able to pick my daughter up for school. That was just something that I wanted to do, is just to be able to take my own kid to and from school. And it sounds so random, but that meant a lot to me. Because I feel like those are the type of moments where you bond with your kid, it's during like car rides to and from school. And I just wanted to have the accessibility. If she did have a award ceremony on Wednesday morning, I didn't have to ask somebody, could I be off? Because I've experienced that at work. of asking for time off to do stuff for my daughter. And then they're like, oh, well, no, we need you here. And I'm like, so, I never liked it. I always treated that.
Exactly. I completely understand where you're coming from with that. That's very hard to deal with, especially when you have kids. You want to be there for them. I truly applaud you for even having that type of outlook, and just wanting to be an involved mother. As we see it too right now. Even you have your daughter with you, and that's amazing to be able to be so involved. So I applaud that. That's truly amazing, Danielle. Truly amazing. So was there a school or some sort of program just for anybody that might be looking into getting into the type of thing that you do are specialized in, that you went to for training? Or did you have some sort of mentor that kind of encouraged you along the way and gave you guidance?
I definitely did have a mentor. So there isn't school per se to learn to do brows. You just pretty much get certified. It's like taking like lash training or something like that. As for me personally, I taught myself to do my own eyebrows. So it's kind of weird because brows have always kind of played in the background of my life, and I guess I just never paid attention to it. So I taught myself. So I am a child of the early 2000s. So
okay.
It was very much the trend to have little to no eyebrows on purpose.
Yes.
My mom didn't give me the money when my other friends was going to the mall getting their brows snatched off. My mama was like, I am not giving you, I ain't got no money for that mess. So I taught myself how to shape my own eyebrows, and that turned into my friends would be like, oh, well, can you do mine? And I never thought of it like, oh, this is something I could do for money. Or, it was just like, okay, yeah, I got you, girl. And so it's just like from then I've always, if nothing else on me was put together, my eyebrows was going to be put together.
Exactly.
The second half of your first question of what made me get into doing this was I was going through it on my job at the time, and it just so happened that I just saw a flyer for microblading training, and I didn't even know what it was. I just saw it was something to do with eyebrows, so I sent it to a couple of my friends, and I was like, "Y'all think I can do that?" And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, because you can do your eyebrows." And so it just pretty much evolved from there. So it's just always been a thing. If I had somebody ever asked me what I was good at, that's the one thing I would say, because I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't do what you do, I can't do makeup.
I'm sure you can, Zaya. I'm sure you can. But you know what? It's like, just speaking from a beauty perspective, it's like brows make the whole face. If your brows aren't done, just like kind of mine are not done right now, I need to go get them shaped up. It's kind of like you feel off. You feel like something's wrong, something's not right. And that's why I see how powerful your expertise is, because even for people who probably are a little bit, have a little bit less in that area, I'm sure that it's something that they can't live without. So I do, yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure that, you have those customers that come in that they can't. Oh, yeah, I could imagine, because I feel crazy when mine are off. So, so that is absolutely amazing and interesting that, you have taken it upon yourself to make sure that you do everything that you can to go through with your journey. And like many beauty artists in the industry, we have our ups and downs, we have our highs and lows. And it's something that we constantly are working at, just as entrepreneurs in general. What keeps you going? What keeps you, because I know that you mentioned your daughter, and that was kind of a driving force and what inspired you to get into, the field in itself and just with the work situation. But what keeps you pushing daily, on a daily basis?
My daughter. Again, my daughter is one of the main things, and it's not just like her existing. It's I want my daughter to be able to see that she has choices in life. Because to bring my mom back up again, I felt like what I saw from my mom was that like I have to work these 2, 3 jobs to make it. And I saw my mom like stay in jobs that she absolutely hated, just to have money. And to me, I just can't relate to that. I don't feel like I have to do something that I hate to support my child. And so it's like I want my daughter to see that like it's more than one path you can take in life, and still be successful and still, do whatever it is that you need to do. You don't have to go to this job that you dread every day of your life just to sustain. So it's like I want her to see that. I want her to see, and again, she doesn't have to be an entrepreneur, but I just want her to see that like it's options out here. You don't have to do this way, because when I was coming up, it was like go to college, get a job, go to college, get a job. And so that was an unlearning that had to take place in that for me. So I want her to see at a young age, like, okay, if I want to go to college, get a job, that's a choice. If I want to start my own business, that's another choice. If I want to get a trade, okay, I'll do that. So it's just, I want her to see that as options. And another thing that keeps me driven is I like what I do. Again, like I said, brows for me personally has just been always something that's just been like in the background of my life. And like I said, I guess I just never tuned into that. So it's like I enjoy making other people feel nice and look good. And again, it's just something that, like I said, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Exactly. Might as well.
It's cool to be able to just do this on other people and make other people feel nice. So that's the motivation itself. And then also, like you mentioned, seeing my business grow is exciting. Is like, okay, I see how far I've come in a year. Ooh, I wonder where I'll be this time next year. So that in itself is exciting as well. I enjoy the aspect of like the brick by brick process of growing a business.
That was so inspiring, Danielle. Honestly, like I even just get emotional hearing you talk about how you feel like you don't want your daughter to feel like she doesn't have options. Mm-hmm. A lot of us felt that way, growing up. A lot of us felt like, as you said, the American dream, this is what you do, to get where you need to go. But there's so many other avenues in this day and age. We're learning that, right? Mm-hmm. And it's so hard sometimes as entrepreneurs. So just hearing those words and hearing that this is something that, you're driven by the fact that you don't have to be on anybody else's terms. Mm-hmm. It's your terms. And mm-hmm. and that speaks volumes to me, even personally. I could only imagine about, our viewers who are seeing this right now. So thank you so much for that response. And I think that, based off of what you said, it's kind of leading us into what kind of advice do you think that, you would give anybody who's, watching this right now about getting into the beauty industry?
Yeah, let me try to scale back, because don't let me get on my soapbox. I would say first and foremost, do not just get into the beauty industry for the money. In my humble opinion, this is one of the most difficult industries to be in. Number one, it is extremely saturated. And I know everybody like to say it's no such thing as an oversaturated.
It just doesn't have a U in it, right? That's what we hear all the time.
So it's like that's true, but yeah, beauty is definitely oversaturated. But it's like that's exactly why you have to be entering it for the right reasons. Because I feel like I run into a lot of people, especially with permanent makeup, and they're like, oh, I bet y'all make so much money doing that. And it's like something in me, I have to keep it 100 with people. So it's like you do make good money, but it's also an expensive service to do. It costs you a lot of money to do it, because you have to buy needles and pigment and numbing cream and all like 100 different things to do the service, and none of that stuff is cheap. So it's like if you're going into it like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that and charge $500. You're not keeping $500.
Exactly.
So you have to understand that, like, you know, all profit is not revenue. If you're going to get into it. So that's why I'm saying, if you're going to do it, let it be something that you are genuinely interested in. Don't just start doing makeup because, you know, you seeing Jackie Aina blow up. That shouldn't be like,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
You're not going to stick with it because you're not in it like that. Another thing I would say too is kind of piggybacking off of what I just said, because this is such an oversaturated market, and I'm just speaking about beauty in general.
Right.
You have to be yourself. Like, for me, which I'm sure you've noticed, a lot of other people notice, I'm very big on my branding. Like, I didn't even mean to wear the shirt today. I just put something on. But I'm very intentional about that because, and my brand is me. But I see a lot of people, they just do what everybody else is doing, or they offer services because that's what everybody else is offering. As you heard me say at the beginning of this, I do brows. Like, I'm married to brows. I don't desire to do lashes. I'm not going to add facials. I'm not trying to do Parfum wax. I'm cool with brows. Like, that's the lane. I want to stay in that lane. I don't want to do nothing else. And I get asked about doing other permanent makeup as well. I might one day, but for right now, it just doesn't do anything for me. And so because of that, I feel like that makes my brand, in my opinion, stand out, because when you come to my page, you see an eyebrows. It's no confusion there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, to me, I don't desire to do all the things, because to me, I feel like that's a trend I'm starting to see in beauty, is where it's no longer like I said, you do makeup. It's no longer just the makeup artist that does makeup. It's like now the makeup artist is doing micro links and she do nails too. And she does body contour. So it's like, well, are you a makeup artist, or are you a body contourist, or are you a micro?
Yeah.
Like, everybody is trying to do all the things, and I can kind of get that, because I guess that's supposed to be like the beauty spot thing. But it's that one person doing it all.
Everything, right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So it's like, to me, like, that confuses people, you know. Right. So like I said, if my name is Posh Pretty Brow Bar, you come here and I'm offering you a sauna blanket. It's just like, what do you do?
Like, make it make sense. The math isn't mathing.
Right. And overall advice is like,
right,
whatever thing is that you're trying to get into beauty to do, let it be something that you genuinely have an interest in, one, and two, master that thing. Be the expert in that thing. If you are passionate about makeup, conquer makeup. Like, enter the field in makeup and conquer it. Then maybe go on to something else. But I just be saying people, I'm like, girl, you was just a lash tech. Like, now you're doing this, and this. And it's just like everything. And this is not to be shady, but I feel like, because then all your work will be either bad or mediocre, because you're not focused on one thing.
You're not focused on the one niche, right?
Yeah. So I feel like dominate in that area, because the more you do something, the better you're going to get at it, versus trying to do all of the things. But, and again, I feel like that's confusing to a consumer.
Yeah.
And your name is Keisha's Lashes, but like I said, I come here and you do braids, nails, girl, what? So that'll be my advice.
That is great advice, Danielle. That is great. Thank you so much for just being real, you know, with that advice, because honestly, sometimes people just need to hear the real truth. And just tough love. Like, you know, sometimes people just need to hear the real, and that's what motivates people to take that plunge, you know. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate that advice, and I'm sure our Stain babes do too. So we're almost done here. we have one more segment, and it's funny that you mentioned No Shade, because we're gonna play a little game called No Shade, All Shine. So it's just a quick it's just a quick Q&A, and just say whatever comes to your mind. Okay. So what's one cosmetic product that you cannot leave the house without?
I love what's the mascara I told you about? Man Eater. Is it Tarte?
Yes, Man Eater. Yes, you did tell me that that's your holy grail.
Love it.
I love Man Eater. I love it. It is amazing. So good choice. For anybody that doesn't know, that's Tarte Man Eater mascara. So what's one dream celebrity you would love to work on or with? And I'm thinking somebody, but I'm not trying to get cliche. Based off of where you from.
Listen, for me, it's Michelle Obama. I stand. Okay.
Yes.
That is my Beyonce.
Yes.
Mama, that's me.
That's your Beyonce. Okay, because I'm sure everybody was expecting you to say Queen Bee.
Oh no.
That's where you at. But
you might be tomato thrones at me, but I don't like Beyonce brows. Like, they don't do it for me.
Really? What if she walked up in there one day?
But I mean, she's not like somebody that gives me brow inspo.
Honestly,
right. Brow inspo person I love is actually Kim Kardashian. I think she has awesome brows.
She does.
There's like something weird about them. I can't put my finger on it. I just want to be able to say I did Michelle Obama brows.
Oh, girl, trust me, that was a great pick. What is one place in the world that you would love to travel for your business, actually?
Oh, for a business?
Yeah, for business.
But I always wanted to go to Turks and Caicos. I want to go there so bad.
Me too. That is so crazy that you said that.
Anywhere there's a beach, send me there. So
that you could do whatever you need to do in terms of your business and then hit the beach, right? That would be great. That would be amazing. I wish I could work on the beach. What beauty service do you get done that is kind of like therapy for you?
Nails. Clearly not right now, but I am addicted to nails. I have to like force myself to take them off for a little while. So my real nails aren't like
no, they're not right. Yeah.
I'm ugly without my nails done. When I get my nails done, oh, no one can tell me nothing. I'm feeling myself. I'm talking like this. Nails, hands down. I love nails.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
This whole life, because
you would be all like this.
Oh yeah, it'll be any that, girl.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. You know what? I love getting my nails done too. So that's another thing that we have in common. Would you rather treat yourself to a pair of shoes or a new bag?
It depends on the shoes, but I'm more of a shoe person. I wear the same purse every day, so I'm
okay. So you more of a shoe girl, okay?
I also and all that. Nah.
Okay, because it's a hard decision because bags and shoes that.
But I'm that person that like buy a bag for one outfit and it just sits there.
Okay. All right. That's cool. You keep it safe. I get that. So now that we're wrapping it up a little bit, and even before I ask you this question, because I want to make sure that everybody knows who is viewing that you also, teach how to do henna brows, and you also teach how to do different forms of permanent brow makeup. So, which is another amazing aspect about what you do. We gonna have to have a part 2 because I need to learn how you scaled up to even that step, because looking at your page, I see people, you know, giving testimonies and just really, I mean, really good work that you are producing out there, even through your students. So I just want to say that is amazing, Danielle, sincerely from my heart. And you could tell that you're really in it for the right reasons. You know, it's not just a money grabbing thing. Yep. Yeah. It's not just a money grabbing thing. You could tell that you're in it for the right reasons. You can see that you're genuinely committed, you know, because I'm sure there's even more that you could be doing by now, you know, just to grab money. But you could tell that, as you said, you really have that dedication and that love for doing brows. So what's one quote or, you know, piece of advice that you'd want to share with our staying babes or anybody that's viewing right now, just to motivate them, you know, to keep going in whatever industry they're in or what they want to get into, and just to remind them even of how beautiful they are and that they can do anything that they put their minds to?
This is a cliche quote, but it really is like one of my favorites, and that's still the fear and do it anyway. A big block that I had for a while that I couldn't name it was fear. Like I could feel the blockage, but I couldn't like put a hand on what it was. So once I identified that, a lot of just like imposter syndrome and doubt and all that, because contrary to what people may believe, permanent makeup is not easy. It is a very tedious thing to learn, to get down. You're going to suck at it at first. I don't care how artistic or whatever you are. You're not going to be that good at it at first, which is fine. You're not good at anything when you first start doing it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I realized if I wouldn't have let fear hold me back, I would be so much further along than I am right now. But I was just not doing stuff. I wouldn't practice. I would procrastinate a lot. And when I think back on it, it was just fear. It was fear of me sucking, you know, fear of me practicing a set of eyebrows, and it turned out crappy. And now, because like I told you, I had an ego at first. I was like, well, I've been doing my brows since I was 15. So once I first learned how to do it and I wasn't good at it, it was a boost to my ego.
Yeah.
So I would procrastinate and I would avoid practicing and all that because it was a fear thing. I feared like seeing my work crafting and putting in the work of getting better. So once I kind of pushed through that, that's when I started to see growth, not just in me, but also in my business. And it was a lot of like decisions that I finally made that just burst everything open that I had just kind of been like twirling my thumbs on. But I feel like when you do anything new, there's a fear involved, even if you're confident stepping into it. It's a fear of the unknown, if you will. To me, in my experience, feeling fear about something is usually a signal that it's something you probably need to be doing. And I think another skill that I had to hone was the difference between something being fearful, me being scared to do something, and something just not being right. Because I feel like that's two different feelings you feel inside. Like when something feels dangerous, you know, your hands get sweaty and, you know, you get chills. When something is just fear in your mind, you don't have that reaction. So I had to realize that I was holding me back because I was just being a chicken. I was scared. I was scared of to fail. You know, if I failed, if I did somebody brows and they hated it, that was like my biggest fear for so long. Is when somebody brows and the client is like, "What is this?"
Right.
So it's just that fear, the fear of putting yourself out there, because when you start a business, nowadays you have to be on social media, whether you like it or not.
Exactly. That's just what it is.
I have judgment from others that I didn't even know, because especially, and you know, because you're an artist, especially when you're an artist and you put your work out there and you could think it's bomb, and then somebody else be like, I can't believe she did this. So it was trying to, like I said, push through all that and just be like, you know, I'm gonna post my work anyway. Even if them eyebrows crooked, I did that.
I love that. Exactly. Yup. I know that's right. No, seriously.
like, I'm only going to get better. Like I said, the more you do something, you just naturally will get better at it. That's just how that goes. I said all my left to say that my thing to always keep in mind is if something feels fearful, you probably stepping in the right direction. Keep going towards the fear. Don't run away from it, because it's probably your body just trying to protect you because it's used to that comfort zone. So when you start to move out of it, your body's like, wait, what you doing? Hold on. Like, no, it's cozy here. Right. So feel like something that makes you nervous or, something like that, you probably should do it. Because the times, and it's the way that I've kind of learned to make decisions, especially in business, is like, if it's something that makes me kind of nervous or fearful, I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Wow. Probably work out.
That's profound. Honestly, that is profound. And, everything that you said speaks volumes. It's so true. You got to go after it. When you fear that fear, you know that you're going in the right direction. And that speaks volumes even for me, Danielle. So I truly, truly appreciate you. And I appreciate everything that you have shared with us today, because it is all so pertinent in being in this beauty industry, or just an entrepreneur in itself, even as a woman. So this is just all about women empowerment and coming together and really helping each other in this beauty industry to keep going, to push each other, So I truly, truly, truly appreciate you for joining today and for coming out and just talking. I really appreciate hearing everything about your journey, or just in general. It was great. You have such an amazing personality. It was so nice to finally have been able to talk to you. Social media is amazing. It's amazing how we can make these great connections. And I feel like I know you because I follow you and you're posting, and you encourage me, and I really, really appreciate you so much, Danielle. I really do. Thank you.
Likewise.